Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Smári and this lesson I call Trading and the Value of Pieces. First, let's have a look at the value of the pieces. We've seen this in previous lessons that the queen is worth 9 points, rook 5, bishop and knight 3, and pawn 1. And you will need to remember these numbers a little bit later in this lesson. But let's start with trading pieces of equal strength. So trading pieces means exchanging or swapping pieces. I take one of your pieces, you take one of mine, we've traded pieces. For example, I take your knight, 3 points, and you take my bishop, also 3 points. You haven't lost any points. Trading can be done for different reasons, and don't be afraid to trade. Then there's the profitable exchange. If you can get more points than you give, then you've made a profitable exchange. For example, you give up a pawn but get a knight instead. You've given up 1 point but got 3 back. Since 3 minus 1 is 2, that means you've gained 2 points. Alright, so let's see now with examples in our chess program over here. So for example, if white takes black's rook and now the black king takes white's rook, then the sides have traded rooks. Nobody lost or gained anything by that because it was an equal trade. Another example, black to move. If the black pawn on c6 takes the white pawn on b5 like this, and white recaptures like that, then they've traded pawns and nobody lost any points and nobody gained any points either. Notice that if black hadn't done that, white was threatening to take or even just to push his pawn straight forward and get a new queen. So in this position, black definitely needed and should have traded to avoid that from happening. But trading can be done for many different reasons. All right, now the profitable exchange. White to move and do a profitable exchange. So what he'll do is the knight on e2 will take the rook on d4, even though that rook is protected. So like this, knight takes rook, and now the black rook can take the white knight, but it is white who will be happy because he gained 2 points. Rook is worth 5, knight is worth 3, so 5 minus 3, 2 points gained for white. Another example, white to move. White can now do a profitable exchange, meaning he can gain a lot of points by taking that queen, even though the queen is protected. So this pawn cannot take the queen. Black can recapture. This is called recapturing. But white is the one who gained 8 points because it is 9 for the queen and 1 for the pawn lost. So 9 minus 1, 8 points gained for white. And now exercise number 1, white to move. How would you do an equal trade in this position? And the answer is the bishop on c4 can take the bishop on e6, and now black can recapture. In this case, the sides traded bishops, so nobody lost or gained any points on that equal trade. All right, exercise 2, black to move. How would black do an equal trade in this position? And the answer is queen takes queen. So the black queen on b5 can now come down and take the white queen on d3. White can recapture and the sides have traded queens. Again, nobody lost or gained any points. They just traded queens. Maybe black didn't want to play an endgame with queen, so maybe black just wanted to swap pieces and eventually get a draw by trading off all the pieces. So that could have been the reason for black doing this in this case. All right, exercise number 3, white to play and do an equal trade. How would white do that? Taken from an actual game played by myself in the year 2011, and now I did an equal trade. What did I do? What I did was I took this knight on c6 with my bishop, and black recaptured. So we've both lost 3 points each, which means that we didn't really lose anything since we lost the same. It's an equal trade. And the reason why I did this was to create an imbalance and also to double up my opponent's pawns. Alright, exercise number 4. Now black to move and do a profitable exchange. What can black do here that will gain points? And the answer is black can take the white queen with this rook. So rook takes queen, bishop takes rook, and black gains 4 points, 9 minus 5. Alright, we'll do a few more exercises before calling it a day. Exercise number 5, white to move. What is the most points he can gain? So white can, with this pawn here, take either the knight or the rook. Since the rook is the stronger piece, we will of course take the rook. So how many points will we gain by taking the rook? And the answer is we will gain 4 points. We'll take the rook and black recaptures, and we gain 5 minus 1, 4 points. Exercise 6, black to move and do a profitable exchange. What should black take here? There are 2 pieces black can take. Taking the bishop would be a mistake, because then black would actually lose points. So if the rook takes the bishop, then the rook comes over and takes. Black loses 2 points. So what black should do is instead take the rook with his knight, and black gains 2 points, 5 minus 3. Alright, exercise number 7, white to move. Whenever you need, you can always just pause the video if you don't want to hear the answer right away. White to move, how many points can white gain in this position? And how? So the answer is bishop takes a8 and rook takes a8. White gains 2 points. Again, 5 minus 3. And by the way, this is called winning the exchange. If you get a rook for a minor piece, that's called winning the exchange. Alright, exercise number 8. Black to move. How can black gain points, and how many? So black could gain 1 point by taking this pawn on e3, but black can gain 2 points by taking the knight. So pawn takes c3, pawn takes knight, and b takes c3, pawn takes pawn, and black gains 2 points, 3 minus 1. Alright, exercise number 9, white to move. How many points can white gain at the most? What should he do? The knight on d4 can take either the rook or the queen. Of course, we're going to go for the queen. Both pieces are protected. So we gain 2 points by taking the rook. But how many points do we gain by taking the queen? Knight takes queen, pawn takes queen, and white has gained 6 points. Sorry, 9 minus 3 is 6 points. And let's go to the last exercise now. Exercise number 10. Black to move. What should black take, and how many points can he gain? And the answer is black should take, of course, white's strongest piece with his bishop. Even though that queen is protected, we will certainly take this queen like this. White recaptures, and black gains again 6 points, 9 minus 3. So when you're playing chess, try to gain points from your opponent like this, and also don't be afraid to trade pieces. You can have different reasons for trading equally strong pieces. But I thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.